Are you a content creator and you are always struggling to get the perfect photos for your... Are you a content creator and you are always struggling to find the perfect photos for your posts? Well, this video is all about this. What's up, your comic sans lovers? Lucas right here, and today I'm going to teach you how to get the perfect photos for your posts. This topic was subjected. Nice. This topic was suggested by Amanda Wildford. I don't know if this is how I pronounce your name. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. Yeah, I know that getting the perfect images for your posts is an amazingly hard task to do. So here I am today to help you to find or to get the perfect images for your posts. And after this video, I hope you never get in this trouble again. Just to get started, there are two ways to get the perfect images for all your posts. Being the first one, taking the photos yourself. Yeah, now an amazing B-roll where I show everything going on. I show my camera, my tripod and stuff, and with the background song and stuff. In my opinion, getting the images yourself is the best option that you have, because this way you are going to make sure that you are the only person in the world that are going to use the photo that you took. And no other posts on the internet are going to use the same photos as the ones you are using. So yeah, if you have the opportunity and the skills to take the photos yourself, please go ahead and take the photos yourself to use on your posts. I know that sometimes we want to use a very specific topic for the photograph or any kind of weird things that we can't find at our home or that would be very difficult to photograph in real life. Keep in your mind that if you choose this, you are going to have some limitations, but with creativity, this is not going to be a problem for you because everything can be solved with creativity inside of your home with a camera. By the way, do you think that I should start using contact lenses? One big question that everyone that hears this theory of taking your photographs for your posts yourself say to me is that taking the photos for your own posts takes a lot of time. And yes, this is not a lie, but guess what? Finding good images for your posts also takes a lot of time. If it's going to take 40 minutes for you to find the perfect images, or 1 hour or maybe 2 hours to find the perfect images, and I know people that send me DMs on Instagram saying that they spend like 3 hours just to find the perfect images for one single post, guess what? These half of hour, 40 minutes or maybe 1 hour is more than enough to take the perfect photos for a complete post. So forget about the thing that time is a problem when it comes to taking the photos yourself. And also don't use the excuse of don't having a camera because you have a smartphone. And in my experience as a graphic designer that made lots of content for social media in the past for brands or for myself, I discovered that if you take a low quality photo, it's much better than using a picture that everyone else is seeing everywhere. You keep it more customized, you keep it on your own vibe, you make things being original. So it's much better for you to use this actually, because nowadays people care much more about authenticity than they care about high quality photos. Because if you seem fake because you use those very standard stock photos, the photos are not going to have a very good effect on your posts. Another advantage on taking your own photos for your posts is that you have the full control of everything. And if you want to take a photo that is a combination of photos that goes from the beginning to the end of your post, you can just do it in a very easy way to edit in the post-production. You don't need to color correct photos that were not taken in the same series of photos. The problem here is probably that you feel that you are not ready to take photos good enough to show to the world in your own page. Take this rock out of your way. You can just watch some videos on how to take photos. If you don't have a professional camera, don't worry, you have a smartphone, and most smartphones nowadays, even cheap smartphones, has amazing cameras. I know a girl that has a like $120 smartphone and the quality of the camera is amazing. It's a very cheap smartphone with a very good quality of image for the price that she paid. Oh, but I don't have professional lighting. Do you have a freaking window? Use it, because the best light that you can have is the sun. And even if it's a day like today here in Portugal, that's a cloudy day, it's going to make your images even better because there is no better diffuser for light than the actual clouds. So yeah, use it in your favor, but it's always going to depend on how you want to present your content. When you have authenticity, you are always going to have the limitation of not having different people on your page, for example, or not being able to show a specific theme. In my case, I just use stock photos because I like to create different stories from the beginning to the end of my posts. But someday I probably will start using my own photos, and I feel this day is close. And once you start getting it done, once you start taking your own photos, you are going to realize that it is fun and much easier than you think it is. It's going to consume much less time than you expect. In the beginning, you may spend like 2 or 3 hours to take a photo, not only one photo, but all the photos for your post. But after some time, like 1 month or 2, you are going to be able to do the same with better results in 20 minutes or maybe even in 30 minutes. That's faster than you actually can find good photos on stock photos websites. What brings us to the second option that we have: finding stock photos on stock websites. And I'm going to share some tricks that I have with you. First thing, many people come to me and ask me, what do I type in the search bar of the stock photos websites to find the images that I get? And actually, there's no secret with this. You just have to think about the topic that you want to create the post about. Think about some metaphors. Avoid trying to do like very direct things related to the topic because you're going to get a very boring result. Try to get more metaphorical results, and I have an example for you. There is a post that I made for my page. I was talking about branding and the branding manual, and the images that I used was from a guy, a blacksmith, and he was hitting the iron, and this represents the start of the branding in the world. That was when people used to mark cows and cattle with the hot iron, and this is why I make this metaphorical connection between the theme of the post and the actual images that I use for the post. So don't go for very strict and direct things on your post with the images, or the storytelling is going to be very poor and you are not going to achieve great results. So just type on the search engine whatever you think that's going to bring you towards an image or a series of images that are going to be good for your post, that are going to help you to tell the story that you want to tell on your post. I don't have a magic word that I just type there to find images. No, I just type whatever it comes to my mind, and I just search for images that may be related to the topic of the post. One of the biggest advantages that you can have on choosing to use stock photos websites instead of taking your own pictures to use on your posts is that one that I mentioned on the beginning of this video. You are going to find images that probably you couldn't get yourself. For example, if you want to use a photo of a lion, you are not going to Africa and take the photo of the lion yourself. Also, if you want very different things to appear, if you want like appealing ambience and appealing people that it's not just you, and you want to tell a story like it was a movie, like the way I do it, it can be a good idea to use stock photos instead. And don't think that it's going to be easier for you to use stock photos than it is to take the photos yourself, because when you take the photos yourself, you are producing the content for the specific need that you have. You are not going to take thousands of photos and just pray for one of the photos to be the perfect for your post, because you are going to take the perfect photo for your post. And here in the stock photos websites, we are going to have a lot of work to find the perfect images for our post. So don't think that it's going to be easier to use stock photos than taking the photos yourself, because it's not going to be. But if you don't want to take the photos yourself and you want to use stock photos, here are some tips on how I do it and the kind of secrets that I have that may help you to find the perfect images for your posts. It's very hot here. To start, we need to know what websites to use. Here is the list of websites that I use to get my images on the internet. I'm going to start with the free websites, and then I'm going to jump into the paid ones, and I'm going to say the advantages of ones instead of others. In the description of this video down here, I'm going to leave you a list of all the websites that I know that I used at least once, but in the actual video I'm only going to talk about the ones that I use the most and in almost all my posts and works that I'm doing right now. So for the free websites, websites that I use, I'm going to recommend Freepik. That's a website that has many things, not only stock photos. It also has stock illustrations, icons, and they are very rich in the amount of content that they have. So I recommend it, Freepik. Go for it. Other website that I also recommend that I use a lot is Pixabay. It is not as rich as Freepik, but the more you know, the better. A tip that I have for you when you are going to use a free stock website instead of paying for the images, what you should do is you take the same topic that you wrote on the first search bar and you paste it in all the websites at the same time, and you are going to check for all the results on that search keyword that you used in multiple websites at the same time, and probably you are going to come with the result much faster than if you used in a single website instead. So Pixabay is the second one. The third that I'm going to recommend here is Unsplash, and Unsplash is a very good resource for free stock photos. I love it, I use it all the time, but my favorite website for free stock photos is Pexels. And why is that? It is because nowadays I pay for premium websites, and still from time to time I need to go search for images on Pexels. And why is that? Because Pexels, I don't know what they do, but they have very custom photos. It seems like the photos that they put there are more artsy, and most of the photos don't have that strange and awkward and general look that stock photos has. So Pexels is the website, the free website that you are going to use even if you pay a premium service in the future, because it has the more natural and the most quantity of natural stock photos that you can find out there. For the premium websites, I'm going to divide this in two sections: the cheaper unlimited downloads and the premium and more expensive ones. I have two suggestions for the cheap ones, and you are going to find the links on the description for every one of the sites that I'm going to say, even the free and the paid ones, okay? The first cheap premium website that I'm going to recommend you is one that is actually in the free list too, and it is Freepik. Freepik has an amazing collection of premium stock photos too. They don't allow you to download every single image of their website for free. They have a premium section where you can find more photos than the free ones. Most of them I consider better than the free ones. I think they keep the best ones for the premium service. But good news, it only costs around $10 per month. So it's very cheap in comparison to any other service of premium stock photo in the world. The second one of the cheap list is the one that I use the most at this moment, and it is Envato Elements. Envato Elements is one of the best for me because the price is very fair. For only between $30 and $40 per month, you can get unlimited downloads of all videos they have, all photos they have, all fonts, and they have good fonts there, all the illustrations, sound effects, music for videos. So if you are a content creator, Envato Elements is a heaven for you, because you are going to have unlimited resources for many different things there, and only for a price between $30 and $40 a month. And I have both Freepik Premium and also Envato Elements. The other two websites that I want to recommend you here is Shutterstock. That's a premium, but it's already the first website from the premium service for a premium price, because you pay for image, you don't have unlimited downloads here. And if you have a subscription, you can download the specific amount of photos that you want. If you want a kind of an unlimited service from there, you are going to land around $200 a month, and you only have access to 750 images a month. But the quality of the images are much better. But unfortunately, you only have access to the images. You don't have access to fonts, illustrations. No, I think you have access to illustrations too in vectors, but you don't have access to video, you don't have access to audio, you don't have access to fonts and other things like Envato has, and the price is much higher. But the quality of the images that you get there are actually much higher, and you are going to find quality images much faster than you do on the other options that I just told you before. And the best one from all this list, if you have the money to invest on it, the price is the same as Shutterstock. You have to invest around $200 a month to get 750 images, is Adobe Stock. The quality of the images are just as good as Shutterstock's, but you have an even better advantage here. When it comes to Shutterstock, for the price that I told you before, you have access to 750 images. But with Shutterstock, if the month ends and you didn't download all the 750 images, your account are going to be on zero again. So you don't keep the credits to the next month. While in Adobe Stock, if you don't download all the 750 images from the month that you paid, you keep the credits and you can download it on the next month. You don't feel like you have to download all the images just because you already paid for it, because you can download them on the next month or in the month after that. And don't forget that you can get smaller amounts of photos from these websites, and you of course are going to pay much less than $200 a month, either in Shutterstock or Adobe Stock. So don't worry, you don't need $200 a month to be on these websites. If you want to use the subscription system on the Adobe Stock websites, you have three options: $50 a month for 10 images a month, $100 a month for 40 images a month, and $200 a month for 750 images. And if you want Shutterstock, you have four options. The first one is the same price and the same amount of Adobe Stock, $50 a month for 10 images a month. The second option is $125 a month for 50 images a month. The next one is $160 a month for 350 images. And the last one is the same price as Adobe Stock, where you paid $200 for 750 images a month. Just to finish this video, I have a secret for you. That's how I find similar images for my posts. The first thing that you are going to do, either if it is on a premium website or in a free website, you are going to search, you are going to type the thing that you want to find images for, and after you finding one image that you like from the list of images that they have, you are going to open it and you are going to look for the similar photos tab. Most of these websites has a tab below it, below the image. When you open an image, that's going to show you the related images or similar images. Many of the times the algorithm of these websites are very good and you are able to find series of photos in there. But in case you didn't find the images that you want in the similar tab of the image that you opened, it doesn't mean that you don't have images from the same series of photos in that entire website. It just means that they can for some reason not be linked. And to find so, you just have to copy the title of the image and paste it on the search bar. And this way, if there is any other photos from the same series, you are going to find them there. So this is it for this video. I hope I helped you. I hope you find the images that you want. I hope you really start taking your own photos, just as I plan to do with my page. And if you want to find more tips for content creators and designers, don't forget to subscribe, to drop a like, and to ring the bell. And don't forget, don't use papyrus. See you in the next video.